Yo,
Yo,
goody, my G's, my brothers.
Popping.
beloved.
Well, welcome back to a new episode. Right now, y'all don't see, the big old G Cash on the teleprompter right now. So we're gonna hold it down. We got some interesting topics to talk about. Y'all know how we started off. As always, we gotta take a shot. Salute to Cash. You know what I mean? He's out there helping the Knicks look for a new head
Oh,
coach and shit, you know what I mean? But yo, salute to the Knicks as always, salute to Cash. Yo, let's have a great fucking show, gentlemen. Let's do
All
it.
right, cool. I
yes,
saw, I
indeed.
saw, I saw what you did over there. I was smart to
Yeah,
move out of
yeah.
the. I was smart to move out of the way of the camera before you, before you tried to sip them suds off the top of
Uh,
that.
Come on.
Caught
Yo,
that,
he
huh?
was like,
You caught that, huh?
Hey,
it was
hey,
like,
hey, yo, stay alert.
he was alert.
yeah,
He was
like,
alert. He knew exactly what happened. His composure was immaculate. Just now, he had immaculate composure.
Hey, I'm learning, man. I'm learning.
Stay alert.
What's up, fellas?
What's
How's
poppin'?
life treating y'all?
I
So
mean,
far, so good, man. Everything's good.
2 weeks post.
I heard y'all had a little 90-degree weather. I heard y'all had a little 90
Why I
degree
gotta be?
weather
Why I
today.
gotta be?
man.
Why I gotta be little 90 degrees?
Like it was
Cause,
it was kind of warmer last week, to tell you. Like it was supposed to be 90 today,
yeah.
but last week, whenever that one day we had was fucking unbearable, man.
Was there
Like
any gunshots? Because when it get warm in New York,
I didn't hear any.
get to
I didn't hear any
shooting.
gunshots. It was pretty
Motherfuckers
light.
get to
We're
shooting.
better.
It get too warm.
no.
New York is a better
Yeah.
place.
I don't know. This summer just doesn't feel like it's gonna be a pleasant.
Summerish.
It's like raining every other day. The weekends is just trash. It'd be like one
Yeah.
really nice day during the week. It's like I'm gonna have to
On a
start hanging
Wednesday.
out on like I'm gonna have to start hanging out on Wednesday. Dead ass, yo, right around my mind. I'm gonna have to start hanging out like on Wednesday or Tuesday. Like that's it. Like when that shit hit 90, I'm be in the streets, yo. I'm chilling, yo. That's it, man. We all going out tonight, man. Yo, where your fly shit be? Like
That's how things did for me and Rob back in the days. Like our day off was Thursday. So we would move around like on Thursdays. Like Thursday was like the best day in the
Yeah,
world to us. Like we
yeah.
get up, niggas go get haircuts, we fucking running around the town, we go to the mall, we go shopping. Thursday was like a Saturday for us. So me and Rob we take Thursday, like literally Thursday, we had to stretch Thursday all the way the fuck out, like get every ounce of hour from the Thursday to the point where we'd be drunk literally by like maybe like 11:30, 12 o'clock, having
Oh,
breakfast smack.
and Wednesday was Thursday Eve, so we can
Yeah,
Wednesday, yeah.
man.
So
bet
that's
on
like Friday
Wednesday.
to us.
Yeah, Wednesday was your
Bet on
Friday,
Wednesday.
right?
Yeah,
yeah,
Wednesday
Our
was
that's
Friday.
it.
Friday.
Yeah, you had to chill out on a Wednesday, right? And then you get to
We
sleep
work
in
on a
and shit on
Saturday
a
and a
Thursday.
Sunday, and then we back off.
Yeah,
We work on a Friday, Saturday, then we off for Sunday football.
Yeah.
straight up.
Let's jump
Same
into it,
time.
guys.
Yeah,
Let's talk about it. What do
Yo,
we have
so
here tonight?
I mean, like, so the first topic we're gonna talk about is, our favorite douchebaggery guy, you know what I mean, so to speak. He always
I
gets a
like
lot
that
of hate.
douchebaggery. That's a good one.
You know what I mean? He gets a lot of hate sometimes, but he rarely gets love, and we know for the reasons, right? And we're gonna point him out during this conversation right now. Stephen A. Smith, right? Homie with the fucking the loud voice, always fucking sounding like he's yelling and all sounding crazy. But he recently was on Patrick Bet David, and he asked him a good question. I'm gonna play the clip shortly too. He asked him about like how does he take some of his criticism, right? And how does he react to it? Because obviously, Stephen A. Smith, being a black gentleman, does get criticized and ridiculed by the minority, community and black people as well. Puerto Ricans, I don't fucking criticize him to the fullest as well, but he responded back saying, he feels like it's disrespectful, right? Like he needs his own community to feel like they should have his back. I know we all know and seen throughout the years, especially with Stephen A. Smith, where we felt like that shit was not reciprocated, right? Like we can all name key moments and we'll discuss it a little bit further, but that's basically what he was saying. Like he ain't scared of it or he doesn't back down from it, but he just feels like his community doesn't have his back. Jump into the clip.
Go ahead, Jay. Get him.
I've watched you 20 years.
Yeah.
And I've seen when the black community comes after you and it gets uncomfortable for you. You're very comfortable in every single situation I've seen you in, except when the black community comes after you.
Yeah.
And, part of it is I'm Armenian, I'm Assyrian, so I understand heritage.
Yes.
And this is who I am. This is my identity. I totally get it. Is there a level of responsibility or fear where you feel like, hey, and when it comes down to color and it comes down to this, it's color before America. It's color before good policies. Do you see it that way?
No.
Or no?
No, I don't have fear is not the word. I'm not scared. What I would tell you is that when my own community has come after me in the past, it's hurt. There's genuine pain because I know how much I love my black people. I know what we've endured. I know what personal sacrifices I've made in my career just to help my community. And when that is ignored, when that is glossed over, when there's this pretension that it didn't happen, it hurts because it's like, wait a minute, I could have shut my mouth, kept quiet, collected the dollars, and been on my damn way. But I put a...
And I've watched you 20 years.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
so what do y'all feel about that, man? We know he's always been somebody to always be in some type of, front news headlines, talking about this, talking about that, always very highly opinionated, this man. And we've heard him say some ridiculous statements in the past and even in the present, man. Jay, let's go to you first, man. You looking like over there like the
Like Malcolm X.
Queen's Easy, babe. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, yo.
Like he's a nation. Like he's with the nation. Go ahead, brother. The food is long. FOI.
Y'all are gonna be. I think my sentiments on this are gonna surprise you. I understand what he's saying when he says that. I remember we have to take a look at one of the well, a few things, but one of the things Stephen A is a big HBCU guy, and he's really into the black community. He really is, and he does a lot for the black community, unbeknownst to a lot of people. But even deeper than that, he's from Jamaica, Queens. He's black at the end of the day. He came up, he got his bag, and he's making decisions. And everyone's not going to like your decisions when you get to a certain point. Or people love you more when you're going after something than once you accomplish it. And
Definitely.
and as he rose through stardom and he got on his incline, people had a lot more love for him. People had a lot more support for him. People had a lot more, they embraced him a lot more. But the problem is, and it's not really a problem, it's reality. Once you accomplish something, there's a responsibility, an innate survivor responsibility to protect it. And all of your decisions are not going to be congruent with your constituents, with the people that were supportive of you during that ascension to whatever position you're in. So I understand his frustration and I understand the pain because he has to look at it through two lenses. If he makes one decision, then it could be detrimental to everything that he's tried to accomplish and where he's at this moment in his career, and it could topple that castle that he's tried to create. If he makes the other decision, he appears to be a sellout, and everybody's like, "Yo, he's just capitulating to white America, and he's making himself look like a jackass to the black people." So he has a responsibility to remain black, but also be intelligent in regards to his business and his brand with the way he supports certain things. Now, granted, I don't like and this is the flip side to that coin, and I'll keep it brief. I don't like the fact that he makes it his business to accentuate mistakes by black people, and I feel like he makes those bigger than he does when he goes after, or not goes after, but when he highlights mistakes of white athletes or other players of various other races. There are a number of athletes that have stains on their records and different, run-ins with the authorities and mistakes that they've made over their careers. And I don't feel that he spends enough time on it or highlights it or is aggressively looking to expose it the way he does a lot of the black athletes. And that could be viewed as a sellout moment. And that could be viewed as why he loses a lot of the support of our black people.
Yeah. I know you was a little bit upset. I went to Jay first, man. So what's your take on it, B?
I mean, is Steven a sellout? I would say no more than any entertainer in his position. A lot of times the word sellout has been accompanied by the word coon when it comes to Stephen A. Smith. Now, coon is like, what the hell is a coon, right? He's like, now we're getting another, like, what the hell is a coon? Like, yeah, he's a coon. All right. So I had to look it up. Like, what does a coon? This is what they say about a coon. They said, the name itself, an abbreviation of raccoon, is dehumanizing. As with Sambo, the coon was portrayed as a lazy, easily frightened, chronically idle, inarticulate buffoon. Okay, so let's just stop right there. Stephen Smith is none of those things. Okay, so we can't, in the traditional sense of what a coon, what we know a coon to be, he is not that. Like, to speak to what Jay said, he does plenty for the community. Now, I think the problem started with Stephen Smith is when he started taking meetings with Trump, people that the so-called quote unquote black community. I don't use that term black, by the way. I melanated, melanin dominant, black is a color. This is a whole other topic we could go on, but black is a color. It's a status in this country. So for one thing, we got to stop being so attached to that word. Like, my shirt is black. As you can see, me and my shirt are two different hues. Okay? I am highly melanated. This is black. Anyway, back to Stephen A. Smith. The guy's not a coon, man. He's not a coon, man. He's just a loudmouth. And he says, he's very opinionated. He says what he said, I read a quote from him. He said, I'm not a sellout. I just say what needs to be said at times. And I kind of agree with that. He did take some slack from me when he came so hard on Kyrie. That's my guy.
Stay alert. Stay alert.
All right.
Stay alert.
Whoa,
Hey, yo,
whoa,
stay alert.
whoa.
Ah!
Stay alert, bro. Stay alert.
You got me. Go ahead, bro. You got it queued up, man? Go ahead. I'll take that one. But hey, I said he came on Kyrie. I ain't had nothing to do with me, though.
It matters. Don't try to clean it up at this point. Just be accountable.
Don't
It's the fact that I know about it, right?
That shit, you got a potty mouth, B. You got a potty mouth, son.
Yo, dog, you got to stay alert. Like, yo,
Yeah. All day long, we stay alert. Yeah, but that's it, man. Like, I don't think he's a sellout.
I think Jesus Christ, it's crazy.
Jesus.
Oh my God. Wow. No, that reaction was to my words.
You got me.
Jesus Christ, it's crazy.
Damn, he doubled me up on that one.
Because that shit was wild. I needed you to hear the Jesus Christ part twice, man.
That was a very bizarre statement, but I'll allow you. Please,
No,
sir.
but in closing on the topic, I don't think he's a sellout. I think he has had some, in what we think or what we believed were coonish moments, but in hindsight, when you double back and you really take a long analytical look at it, I don't think the brother's a sellout. What are you feeling, Ra? I know you look like you was waiting.
You and Jay said, like, I can agree with all that. The problem with Stephen A. Smith, if there is one, right? Not that he's not smart. He's absolutely smart. It's not like he isn't a weather journalist. It's not like he hasn't paid his dues. Stephen A.'s problem is that he gets up on that platform and he speaks on behalf of all of us. And sometimes that ain't our opinion. And he goes, I'm as a black man, I know, but black people, when you that loud and you're that direct, you're speaking for all of us, and all of us don't agree with you. So when you say the community, it hurts when the community doesn't agree with you. You should probably tap in with some of the things you say and how you speak about people on your platform. I can't remember who it was. Like it was the way he said something that would make an athlete not want to fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? He was like, you get up on here and your daddy is the only reason. Such as like, first of all, we all know your father. You're that artist. You can say my father, but you say daddy, kind of little niggas, whoever you're talking about in any sense of the word, and he's smart enough to know that. You know what I'm saying? When he's talking crazy about people like Kevin Durant, that's a cowardice move. You can't insult somebody and then try to wipe the insult off by saying, but he's also a superstar. You're saying what you say to these black athletes. You don't talk like that about, like Jay said earlier, about certain white athletes. You know what I'm saying? Now, does he get on his platform and speak on behalf of matters of the black community or the melanated community? Absolutely, he does. So I can't say that he doesn't stand up when he needs to stand up, but he should not be surprised when he feels like he's not getting 100% support from his people when the way with the vitriol you use and the language you use when you speak about your people. You know what I'm saying? There's certain athletes. There's no reason why Stephen A. Smith shouldn't be able to sit down with LeBron James. But you know what? When you're on your show and you're looking for a hot take, you're looking for something people to click on because this is your job, and you start talking about the man's son. You know what I'm saying? There's different ways that you could talk about. Hey, listen, I feel like there's a bit of nepotism going on here. I think LeBron's son may grow into something. There's a better way you could do it. But he knows that the way he speaks and the words he uses, the tone he uses, it's triggering, and that's not something that he's doing by mistake. That's something that you learn. That's how being a loudmouth schnook is what got him brought through the ranks in the first place. Because Cold Pizza with him and Skip Bayless, they needed somebody that was black enough and loud enough and opposite enough to outtalk Skip, and those two were the perfect balance. Which is probably why in First Take now you have a rotating co-host, because the stability in that particular show for me with First Take was Skip, because Skip will show you take your glass. Don't you? No, he Skip was cocky and white enough to match his arrogant black arrogance, and that was a perfect match. Now that's just Stephen A. He doesn't allow his guests to talk. He tries to sun everybody like he's really that man. Even when people have a point and they're correct, he goes, "I would agree with everything you said, but I gotta go somewhere else with it." Like, he has to be a contrarian, and this coming from somebody who, like I said, he's self-proclaimed. He's made himself the voice of the black community from ESPN, as if there aren't any other black co-hosts. Nobody asked you to be that. We don't all agree with your statement, or you know what I'm saying. And you got to know that. But he's made himself that way. His loudness. Nothing wrong with being loud and proud. You know what I'm saying? Stephen A. Smith has worked his way to where he needs to be. He's legendary journalist, sports analyst. He's legendary. There's no doubt about any of that. But in my head, he shouldn't be surprised at his reception. He should take that shit with a grain of salt like Charlemagne the God does. Charlemagne goes against a lot of people, and he's not shocked when people talk crazy about him. You'll never hear him say, "I'm shocked and it hurts." That should you should have duck feathers at this point, Stephen. That should roll off your back like water on the duck feathers. You know what I'm saying? Like, this should be nothing to you at this point. At this point, you shouldn't be surprised. You shouldn't be hurt. You should be there should be no sensitivity to it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like, and the funny thing is, I'm gonna take a note from this guy. When I used to sell cars, I had a coworker. His name is Ira. Elderly, damn. I'm almost catching up to him. He was about 57 at the time. And he used to say, "Hey, I'm entitled." That was his favorite shit. "I'm entitled. Stephen Smith, you're entitled to feel hurt. But we don't got to give a fuck that you fucking hurt, nigga. But you are entitled to feel the way you do." But like you said, Rod, the guy knows what he's doing. He's saying what he's saying. He like you said, his personality is what's got him where he's at. So he's not going to change.
He's like a Black Wendy Williams, male version. So
Yeah.
to a degree.
And what I'll say is, because I agree with you guys, and I'm not saying I'm making my point right now. My take is to not disagree with you, but there is a couple of key moments and the pinnacle of his career that blatantly shows when he didn't stand up for his own people, but then he has, like what you guys said, he's a loud mouth. And I'm gonna get to something that he brought up in one of his own podcast interviews and a few talking about that loudmouth. But when you have that loud mouth, you can broadcast it everywhere and make millions of people see, and you would think it would have, a better reflection of who we are as a people in a community, as opposed to, his just takes on everything and always yelling at everything. You know what I mean? But he does it for entertainment. Like, he knows the business. He knows that's why he's there. He knows he became that guy on ESPN that didn't get fired and now holds it down because he knew he worked harder. When you always have those people who know what they're doing, and the majority of the time they are minorities regardless. You could be working in a white company and have somebody who does the same thing that they do, but the other person doesn't get recognized because of the color of their skin, but does it 10 times better. Right? Mm-hmm. But nobody ever speaks about them. And to be clear, neither does Stephen A. Like, he don't ever shout out any other ill journalist. He just shoots them down or yells at them. And going on the fact of being a loudmouth, like, there was something he said one time in a podcast I was listening to, and he said when he got called a loudmouth, this is no hate towards Stephen A. I respect him because he used, you know what I mean? I do some research, but he was working like 3 different jobs, like 20-hour days, doing Chicago here, North Carolina, Daily Times, and writing his own shit, working on his own show, like working like a maniac, just like how we need to do. Because when you come over here, you have to build yourself up in this country. But, he said the first time they called him a loudmouth or something like that, he felt disrespected or whatever it may be, and he felt like his community didn't defend him. Well, you know what? Yeah. Also, your community got to defend you when you being called a loudmouth. Yeah, and I think it was an interview with Speedy. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Speedy. He does interviews and shit with other people. But loudmouth, we got to defend you for being called a loudmouth. What about when Cap was taking a knee for police brutality? What about Kyrie Irving not getting a shot? You called him that he wasn't doing his work. Like, you could put a microphone in front of so many people, and some use it to the best of their abilities, but not every time, and not when it counts, and that's what I feel like he does. Like, yes, he's a great entertainer, but he needs to just keep entertaining. He needs to stop speaking and using his voice and his platform to talk on shit that involves his community, because then your community got nothing to say to you. Yeah, what? Oh, you a sports broadcaster? Okay. Yeah. So, fuck it. What's football and basketball? Shit's like fucking 75-80% black and minorities. Yo, you can tell them all that they all suck. What are they gonna do? Hit you in your DMs? But when you start not defending your own people for shit that should be civilly right, you know what I mean? And just humanly right, then then your people have all the right to not stick up for you when you getting called a loudmouth, B. I'm just being completely honest. But I respect the man's work ethic and everything that he's done, but I definitely always felt like he could definitely use it to a better capacity, and I feel like he has it.
There's a very fine line between force and intelligence. Just like there's a very fine line between entertainment and insulting. So he has to figure out, and maybe, let me not say he has to figure out. He's been doing this for over 30 years. If you don't believe me, he'll tell you. But what I'm saying to you is he has to do a better job, I think, of figuring out ways to, one, balance the scales. If you're gonna, and there's a plethora of black athletes who, again, just to go back to my point in the beginning, that make a ton of errors, but there has to be the same level of energy in the other direction. There's always the statement, people want things to be one way. People want things to be one way. And a lot of times they are one way. They're just the other way. And there should be, if he's got that type of moxie and that type of fire for just to clarify, right? For Kyrie Irving or for Colin Kaepernick and the various different situations that they went through, or AD and KD and all the other things, I feel like there are an equal amount of people on the opposite side of the color spectrum that also deserve some attention. The Brett Favres that have made various errors. The Aaron Rodgers who faked
Which is
getting a
his
fucking
favorite,
shot.
his
Right.
favorite quarterback of all time. He don't.
Right.
You'll never hear him calling Aaron Rodgers out.
Who
But see,
faked
here's-
getting a shot.
here's
So
what-
so there
Nah,
has
nah,
to
I'll
be
let you
that
finish.
same there has to be that same energy, because I just think that it becomes unfair and you start to get tired of hearing it. And then that's when he becomes a talking head and not the intelligent pundit or journalist that he should really be revered for being, because you've all said it. Like all of us have said the exact same thing. He's got a significant amount of intelligence, a significant amount of knowledge about various sports across the spectrum. He's created a brand and a personality that he is known globally throughout the sports world. And I absolutely feel that if he were able to balance the scales a little bit more and not be the one and only mouth for black people when he comes out with these takes and he starts to develop these attacks on some of the athletes, the black athletes, I think that he'd have a lot more support from the black community and his black people, because he absolutely does do what we've said as far as like support black communities and do various things throughout the black community on the backside that people, and again, that people don't know what happened.
Yo. Hold on. We have a special guest. Hold on. Cash couldn't do nothing but just fucking. Obviously, he has to be a part of everything. This guy. Yo, his Wi-Fi goes down. All of a sudden, he's like, "Yo, call me in." Think he's the big head honcho and shit over here. Pause.
One of our guests
yo.
have something to say.
Go say something.
What up, y'all? What's good?
What's good?
What up?
What's going on, man?
Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't hear y'all. Yo, Q, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say, man, real quick, man, I'm disappointed in I'm fucking with you. I'm disappointed in L and J, man. Y'all supposed to let the people know what's really going on, man. Stephen A is the biggest fucking coon in the world, man. And don't tell me he's a contrarian or this shit. He purposely tries to tear black athletes down, man. He did it with Colin Kaepernick right in the middle of Colin Kaepernick taking the knee, trying to shine a light on police brutality. He tore him down day after day on air. He did it with Kyrie with the vax when Kyrie, was standing on his square, not wanting to take the vax, which was his God-given right to not want to put something in his body like that. Pause, And by the way, the CDC has come out and said that bullshit vaccine doesn't do shit for COVID. So Stephen A. went on TV every single day and eviscerated him, calling him a sellout, calling him a bad teammate, calling him selfish. And he does the white man's work, man. Did the same thing. With Kevin Durant, as Rob mentioned. And my whole thing is, like you said, keep the energy. And I had to get this off my chest, pause. Keep the energy, because the other day when Elon Musk said that Trump is on the Epstein list and they had Stephen A. Smith about it, what did Stephen A. Smith say? There's not enough evidence. And this whole tone change. We have not enough evidence right now to talk about it. He swept it under the rug. What happened when Jerry Jones got caught with those racial pictures came up, about for Jerry Jones back in the days, What did Stephen A. do? Nothing. Swept it under the rug. Oh, Jerry Jones is my friend. And talk very soft voice when he's talking about the white man, When Josh Giddey came up with the whole, the underage girl thing, what did he do? We don't have enough evidence yet.
So how are you disappointed in me?
But he can't hear us,
from the top of his lungs, from the highest tree in the land, trying to tear him down. But anytime it's a white athlete or somebody like that, he always wants to gather up more evidence. And the tone and the energy ain't the same. I couldn't stand by and let y'all. I don't give a fuck.
So hold on. No. Keep him right there. Keep him right there. Now keep him right there.
That's it.
How you disappointed in me?
Yo, just finish tuning in.
How he disappointed in me when he just regurgitated exactly what I was saying? I just stated it a little bit differently. I stated it the same way in the first diatribe that I gave, and then I doubled down and stated it again in the second diatribe. So
I want y'all to have a boxing match next time.
Yeah, so that's completely. That's completely. And me, Rod, I'm disappointed in you for saying that you disappointed in me. But
what was the comment though? We had a comment. Bring that comment back.
Son was wild.
Yo, son, Devi Zuko. Yo, who's a sellout? The nigga that speaks up for everything black. Fuck out of here. But let me guess, you the type of nigga to say Jordan isn't, even though he don't even fuck with niggas.
I don't know. Nice comment. Thanks for the comment, man. Third grade must have been a motherfucker for you, bro. Third grade must have been a motherfucker.
Yo,
If you're gonna come on here and comment,
in,
man.
Thanks for tuning in. And,
yeah, thank you for tuning in, man. But learn how to fucking
thanks for
write, bro.
subscribing.
Learn how to write, man. Past
But yeah,
third grade level.
But back to
anyway.
but back to Cash. Yeah, I gotta get this shit off my chest now. How dare you say that you're disappointed? I'm disappointed in you for being disappointed in me. You know, it was saying all he said, and again, the things that I said were very, very much in line with what Cash just said. Cash said them with a little more venom and a little more firepower, but
Exactly.
the things that I was saying was the same thing. I said, listen, at the end of the day, he's got to balance the scales. He's got to keep the same energy. If he's going to do the things and go at the black athletes about the different things and the mistakes that they've made, there are several white athletes and there other that have made errors and mistakes that need the same energy and the same attack that he's putting in the same attention and spotlight that he's putting on our black athletes. But
Now,
again,
can I say something to that?
Again, I'm just fucking around, you know what I'm saying, with Cash, but he echoes my sentiments and he just said it with a little more thunder.
Well,
No pun intended.
What I like to say regarding that is, I mean, let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic, bro. Stephen Smith says what he can say and what he's told to say. Let's just get that. Like the little puppet master that's up over him tells him what to say and not. It's like this is media. This is television. Like so, when we're so strong on him and so critical of him, you see, I caught myself. Good. I caught myself. I was going down a slippery road.
You're learning.
Stay alert.
You're
So,
learning, yo.
Thank you.
Stay alert.
Thank you.
I like
Stay alert.
stay alert, yo, Jay. That's dope, bro. So, we need to create a shirt. Stay alert.
Stay alert.
All day long. But yeah, but yeah, he says what he can say, man. Like so, when he's harsh on these melanated sports people, entertainers, whether athletes, it's because they're telling him to. And when he's not mentioning the ones that have less melanin, it's because they tell him he knows he can't, or he's bottled up with the Kanyes of the world or the Kyries of the world. You know, I'm not even going to mention who we're up against or who they're up against, but he says what he can say, man. You know, so how can you get mad at the brother? Now, like if he's really someone who I look to and for leadership, then I would be mad. But he's just a guy on the sports show. That's the problem, man. We're putting too much.
He's also brick on
Oh God.
He's Brick on soap opera. His name is Brick.
Soap opera.
Yeah.
He's on a soap opera
Days
too.
of My lives.
Which one is it? All My Children.
Yeah.
One of them.
Well, they needed a balding black man. They could have called me for that shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, we're not even.
Like, why didn't put him on there? I'm just, my hairline start the same place as his. Like, if I grow my shit out, I'll look just like him. Yo, ABC, what's up?
Oh man.
And I minored in theater, by the way. Okay. I've done plenty of plays.
He's a
ABC.
thespian. You're a thespian.
Yes.
Listen, I won't go as far as to call Stephen A. Smith a sellout. And the reason I can't call him a sellout, is because, again, what he contributes to the community is what he contributes back to the community. If he's taking, and he does do things for the community. These are things that are these are facts. He does do things for his community. My whole point with him is, though, don't cry now. Like, don't you got a lot of balls to even say it hurts when the community doesn't back you. That's asinine, Stephen A. That's asinine. Like, at this point, you know what you say, you know how it's said, you know how it's
you signed up for this.
Yeah, and not only that, you know how it's received, because if somebody were to say something like some of the things that you said to you or about you, you wouldn't take it with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? Don't hide behind the fact that you're a media pundit, and that's what he often does. Like, I work for the media, so what are you mad at the media? You can't have it both ways, Stephen A. You gotta, duck feathers, bro. Duck feathers.
Before we go on to the next topic, because all right, look, all right, Jay, you feel better now? Cash apologized. All right, there we go. Now we go.
I feel
Now we
better.
can all.
Oh God. All right, cool. Yeah.
Yo,
My brother was killing me on the air. I was like, yo, this shit hurts.
but
Damn.
I know we have the next topic talk about LeBron, but before we get into that topic, we spoke, what I mean, like during this whole little debate and the back and forth, it was funny seeing you and Cash have that conversation, even though you couldn't hear him, and now I'm gonna drive us off the bridge, bro. Like, yo, now that shit brought me back to like a debate status, right? So like on this type of platform. So, but we talk about sports, man. What's the other way to show like somebody's better than anybody else, right? A one-on-one basketball game, right? Yo, we gotta talk about like before we get into LeBron topic, we gotta talk about this Lance Stevenson,
Good segue.
and Michael Beasley vicious comments, man. Like, yo,
Did you just call
this
it
shit,
the Zest Fest?
yeah, it was definitely it was zesty as yo.
was
I'm
zesty.
pretty sure Carl Anthony Towns was like, wow, that's a pause.
Now you gotta leave Cat alone. Kyrie Irving
but,
issued a statement to leave
A
Cat
stern
alone.
warning.
A stern
No,
warning
no,
to
yeah.
everyone. Kyrie,
I'm not all right. So Kyrie, I'm not even making fun of him yet. I'm actually sticking up for you in the first segment. But yo, so I want you guys' take on this because like this was kind of like a cool thing to watch, like how they did like the face to face. It was kind of like a boxing thing, and like you see what I mean, like you see two professional athletes going at it, talking viciously against each other, and like what I mean, like and it was kind of entertaining. And then they actually go, play the one-on-one, which we know like that's fucking hard to play, man. 5-on-5 is easy because somebody go always pick up the slack. Even the 2-on-2. When you doing a 1v1, it's like, yo, I really got to do everything.
Get exploited. Get exploited.
And to see that was dope. So I want you guys' opinion, man. Like, what do you thought about that? Do you think it's something that's needed for future, like games? You think it's better for the NBA? Like I want to know like what you guys thought because watching
that should be an all-star.
I thought it was good entertainment.
I think instead of some of these
There we
challenges and some of these, the skills challenges, I think they should take like 5 players, East, West, or whatever, and have some 1v1s and break
That'd
it down
be
to like
dope.
a tournament fashion to the last 2 to win an all-star, like the all-star of the league. Like it should be something like that. That's something I would watch. You keep the 3-point contest, you get rid of the slam dunk contest, you introduce the 1v1s, for 2-11. That way it's not something that's dragged out, or maybe first to 7 or what have you, and maybe the last game to 11. But yeah, it's entertaining to watch. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely entertaining to watch. And not for nothing, Beasley gets busy. You know what I'm saying? Lance Stevenson gets busy too, but I knew Beasley was gonna win that game. Beasley recently called Melo out behind that shit. Like I'll beat Melo too. I would love. There's certain people that aren't in the league right now that I feel should be in the league that can still ball that I would love to see in it. I would love to see a 1v1. I would watch that. I would watch that like I watch the NBA for sure.
Nah, 1,000%. That shit was fire. Like and the everything y'all said, the build up, the way they sat across from each other, almost kind of like a boxing face off, and got a chance to pop shit. Beasley was talking reckless, a lot of homosexual innuendos and rigmarole. You know what I'm saying?
Rigmarole.
To say the least.
A lot of homoerotic rigmarole, but it was fun. I don't know if y'all saw this, but after the game, Lance Stevenson sent him a meme, through social media, and he said, "Yo, good game, we rocked out or whatever." And Beasley sent back on the shit, "Yo, get a warm towel and a cigarette. We just made a sex tape." So it just stayed gay throughout the entire.
Yo! I'll put a disclaimer out there. Shout out to all the LGBTQ alphabet.
Big shout.
You know the first thing we're just.
First thing my wife asked, you know what my wife said? I was telling her about the shit. She said, what if they're lovers?
Right? Yeah. But the overall process of the way they created that, and it played for $100K, and they sold tickets. It was a very, very dope situation. And to Rod's point, I would love to see some of these players. Me and Rod actually spoke about this before the show, and we talked about various players that we thought would be dope. ISO Joe Johnson, I think would be absolutely outstanding in one of those 1v1s because he gets loose. I think Chilltown JC, Jamal Crawford, he gets loose. I would love to see him 1v1. Rob brought up Brandon Jacobs, who also gets busy. I don't know that
Brandon Jennings.
Yeah,
Brandon Jennings. I
say Brandon Jacobs is the Giants
football player.
Giants football player. Brandon Jennings
kill somebody out there.
Yeah, I think he's like maybe like the second tier. I think he'd be great. And I mentioned him playing against like fucking Swaggy P and them. There's a lot of great basketball players that I think would be great headlines in a 1v1 tournament. And again, to Rob's point, great point. The All-Star game would be a great place to showcase that, because then you could really have like a tournament. Like you said, toss the dunk contest. That shit is trash. You still keep the All-Star game, which is going to be USA versus the world. And you throw in a 1v1 along with the 3-point shooting contest.
You got a whole new platform, and
everybody's going to chime in for shit like that. And then you do something similar to what they did, where you have maybe a 1-minute face-off where they can have a legitimate back and forth conversation to get it started. You know what I'm saying? To make it almost like a boxing match. I think it was ingenious, and I really and again 1v1, that shit is complicated. You're on an island. It's just you. I was telling Rob, I've lost some really serious fucking 1v1s. Because that was never really my thing like that. Like I was a great 5-on-5 player because I could get other people involved, and it was just it's an easier game to play. Right?
This is all. This is good because in the event that somebody watches and gets to the league and they have a 1v1 within the next few years, we're owed a check. Something. Gotta give me something. Tickets to the game or something. Don't take my, the idea of it.
I was about to say that.
Thinking about that too. Nah, like. Make sure you videotape the Raptors and time set.
Before we get
copyright for real.
Before we get L's opinion, but like to Cash's point right now, because Cash made a comment, like Beasley did call out Melo. Like he called out Melo.
Melo said he's not doing it.
Yeah, and Melo's like, but Melo also feels like he's not gonna ever win. So I feel like, I feel like
I don't know why you feel that way.
All right, so why? Why?
Why? Melo's.
Why?
You think Beasley beats Melo?
I don't know. I mean, Beasley. It depends on who's been more active on the court. Yeah, Melo was good fucking 5 years ago, but if he's been fucking drinking beers and smoking blunts every night, then he's going to get his ass fucking mopped by Beasley. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
I think Melo's been drinking and smoking beers.
Melo doesn't even look like he's.
Well, at least for the last 2 years. You know what I mean? Like
Melo still leads the Black Ops games, and what you call it?
Yeah, Melo was getting loose recently with fucking with Julius Randle recently.
Oh, so he's probably ready where he can come back right now.
Melo
if a team offered him a contract.
Come on,
he's probably
Melo stay ready.
Melo stays ready, bro. Melo stays ready.
The thing is, man, with this whole shit. Like what I initially did after watching, like, what did he say?
He said Melo was recently with Julius and his son.
Oh, okay.
In the gym with Julius and the son.
So when I watched the face off, right?
Put up a C-note, That's what Cash said. Put up a C-note, yeah.
Put a C-note.
We're gonna hold off on that.
No.
So when I watched the face off, right? And Beasley was all greasy and saying all the wild stuff and
stay alert
and rapping.
Yeah, going there, bro. This side of the street.
Look both ways. Choose your next 6 words very wisely.
I'm going. I'm just touching on that.
Look both ways. Whoa!
I said pause immediately. But
look both ways before you step into traffic, Al.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, bro. Because I need to, man.
Because you're my friend and I love you.
Yeah, thank you.
I always give you safe.
You're my brother.
But
I love you.
But initially what I did was I looked up his age, man. I was like, how old is this brother? Because he's out here now. He was acting like a fucking coon. You want to talk about coons? Everything I read earlier, he was doing. He was like the embodiment of that. Beasley. Like the rapping to the songs. I was like, what is he singing? Like I don't even know music like this. So I was like, how old is this brother?
He was being a nigga.
Nigga, coon, whatever you want to. They're all the same.
Coon and nigga. No, they're not. They are not.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Nigga covers everything. Nigga covers all.
We're not getting into this topic again.
But
they asked him, right? They asked him, they say, yo, you're not even Lance Stevens says, you're not even disciplined. He's like, yo, I am disciplined. You're not disciplined, you gotta be to put the weed and roll the weed and, constantly. I said, that is funny.
Yo, you know what he's doing? You know what he's doing? He's trying to become the Cassidy. You know what Cassidy is to battle rap? He's trying to become that to this one-on-one.
I mean, he is already
and I like what he's doing, man. I like what he's doing because now next is going to be Melo, and they're going to have the crazy face off.
It's not going to be
Melo.
Melo.
Melo said he's not with it. Melo said
that's because Melo don't want to get beat.
That
takes down
bullshit.
Yo, bro, if Melo loses, that takes down his greatness.
What's crazy? Yeah. What's crazy is that you think that Melo. What's crazy is that you. Yo, what's crazy is that you think Melo's gonna lose.
Yo, they're both great players, bro. Like it's a one-on-one. Like
time out.
Yo, you get
Melo is a great player. Beasley's a very good one. There's a difference.
Beasley was a great player, bro.
Beasley was a very, very good player.
Yo,
that's why there's videos online with everyone giving him his props. Like nobody want that smoke with him, bro.
All right, so I'm gonna tell you. Yo, so
opposing arenas. Melo sells out those arenas.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. This is how I know, and this is what Melo said. This is how I know. This is the easy argument to win, right, with Melo. This nigga Melo played one-on-ones in a 5v5 game, nigga, and was considered at one point one of the best players in basketball, B. Yeah. Like, yo, his whole idea was ISO ball, nigga. Like, this nigga plays a 1v1 game against 5 people.
That's what Melo said, though. Melo said I was scrutinized at the highest level of the game for doing one thing, and that's playing one-on-one ball on a 5-man court. So I could never lose.
Yeah, that sounds good. Get on the fucking court then, Melo.
Nah,
Melo. Stop playing around. Make the culture happy because that would make the culture. Matter of fact, let that be the game in next year's All-Star.
See, but I think this has to. No, but there's two sides to this.
No, they're gonna create a league for this. They're gonna create their own league for this. That's how you say 1v1 league.
You make
there's two sides to this
1v1 league is crazy.
Niggas, I'll tell y'all niggas how you do this, right? Melo should be like the fucking the boss in like Double Dragon. And niggas gotta play niggas gotta play other niggas to get to Melo.
Yo, he's like King Cooper.
He's like
he's Bowser. Like, yo,
I can agree with that.
Whatever boss of a game, that's that nigga. That nigga Melo is that.
Yeah.
You gotta get through other niggas to get to him.
Melo's like the last nigga.
Pull out Melo.
Isn't he like the last? He's like the last thing at Mike Tyson Punch Out, Kid Dynamite. Yeah, he's like, I'll get the Kid Dynamite.
You put a quarter in and you already at Soda Popinski, nigga. No, you gotta go through other niggas to get to that.
Bull and all that shit. You gotta
go through all them niggas.
Glass Joe,
but I say
Joe Flamingo. You gotta beat all of them.
Nah, but I think there's gonna be. It needs multiple levels, and I think we all have great ideas because I think if Ice Cube was smart, he would start thinking about like how can I incorporate this into the big 3, right?
I think Ice Cube got his hands full with the big 3 though. He's not gonna take on 2.
Well, then,
he's already got the league going.
Well, then then incorporate more people because you can't let the players. It's gotta be a little bit more organized. I don't know if you guys watched
who sponsored this one? Who sponsored this?
Themselves.
This seemed pretty organized. Yo, they had a documentary leading up to the game, and you didn't see the documentary,
man.
Where they each had a team.
It seemed organized to a point, and I'm pretty sure, like, you know what I mean? When homies were scoring and everybody's walking into the court, that shit seems like it had that basketball
I'm
feeling.
surprised nobody got shot,
like,
right?
You know what I mean? Like, that's exactly what it, and you know what I mean? I didn't want to get it there, but that's exactly what my train of thought was. And if that's the point that we're trying to get it to, and that's the type of visual that we wanted to, then at that point, I do want it to be more street. I do want that shit to be in a park over there in fucking Tokyo, or I want it to be in a basketball court in fucking Australia, then New York, and
bring
then
it to the
fucking
Rucker.
Texas, bring it to the Rucker. I want that shit to bring it everywhere, and then, yo, this is where the 1v1, like, that's how you, to be honest, that's how you revive the N1. You know what I
And you
mean?
know
Like,
Here's the wild shit.
you know
No, here's
what
the
you
wild
do?
shit. Here's the wild shit. If Ice Cube, right, wants to
Keep
bring
bringing Ice Cube into
more,
this shit. Leave Ice Cube out of it.
well,
You
what
got
I'm
his
saying
own
is
league.
Yo,
they
let me
don't.
say
They,
one thing
if
about
they have
Cube.
if they have an All Star break like the NBA has an All Star break, and since it's already 3-on-3, that should be what their All Star game platform should be.
You know what you do? You know what you do, Rod? I'm gonna tell you, Rod. The best way to do it, if Melo is smart, Melo would get with ISO Joe, and they will become partners, and they would create the league themselves. The best two ISO
Why you keep
players,
incorporating ISO Joe? Like, what is
because he's one of the
what is your
best. He's one of
fascination?
the
Top tier 101.
he's one of the best
Ain't nobody
isolation.
called him out though. Ain't nobody called
He's
him
one
out
of
yet.
the
Because they don't want
best
that smoke.
players that the league has ever seen. Him and Carmelo Anthony. So you take those two players.
Joe
you
Johnson was
combine
an animal.
forces. Joe Johnson was a problem, bro. Atlanta Joe. You know what I'm saying? And you take those two and you put them together, join forces, and then they be the face of the 1v1 because they were doing it
Joe
Melo
Johnson,
said it
that
best.
version didn't even know how to fucking like function. He was like, I'm
Bro.
too ill for this. He's like,
And the shit he was doing was crazy, bro. That motherfucker was an absolute menace. So
But when I
those
say-
would be
so-
the guys that I would put the league behind, or put the league on those two guys' shoulders and create it, because their faces are synonymous with 1v1 just in 5 versus 5 environments.
Write the proposal up, man. Let's get this fucking money, man.
yeah. And this is why I say it has to
And
be.
we gonna get sued by Lance Stevenson and Beasley because they gonna say
yo,
we're the first ones to do it. Well, how y'all gonna say God?
Yo, but this is why I say But this is why I say it
This
has
is
to
on
be
the
a
way.
two-parter. This is why I say it has to be a two-parter, because I feel like there needs to be some type of this correlation to the regular NBA right now. Like to Rod's point, like that's a fucking beautiful. I didn't even think of that. To Rod's point, that's a fucking great idea, man. Yeah, yo, you start pinning. Imagine, you want to be an all-star this year? All right, this is the trials and tribulations you got to go through, and then at the end of it, if you really want to be an all-star, yo, bro, you got to beat the best point guard against you that got there too, and now that's the best point guard. You the best point guard this season. You know what I mean? And the all-star. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to win the MVP. But
the 1v1s.
Yo, you know what I mean? Like, yo, oh shit, all right, now it's the small forwards. Now it's and I think doing that is gonna actually put people in their place and bring back fundamentals to be like, this is the position I really play. This is the position I know that I'm really good at. Because that's what really was forgotten. People forgot what position they play. Everybody think
the only bad part about that is when you get to that center position, I don't want to see two centers going one-on-one. That's going to be a very slow pace.
Nah, not really.
No, but you know what's going to happen? You're gonna get
3-point line.
No, but you're going to get two really good
You got
centers that are going to have a really good
versus Wemby.
That's going to be horrible to watch.
Yeah,
Nah,
I mean, listen. Before we go any further, like, listen,
or even Bo and Chet. I would like to see Bo and Chet go at it. Imagine Bo and Chet.
I want everybody, you know
Chet
what I'm saying, to like and subscribe. You know, all support is good support. We're having a good time. Hopefully, y'all having a good time with us. Like and subscribe. You know, hit that link below. Have conversation with us. We willing to, interact with y'all. Like, have some conversation with us. This is what it is.
Yo, and also the dude that
real quick.
Let me say one thing real quick. Let me say one thing. I'm sorry to cut you off, cut your wisdom. Yo, and this is going back to that dude who commented. That was all jokes, man. Like, I hope you understand, man. Like, keep the comments coming, guys. Like, yeah, you right. You did write like a third grader, man. But we love seeing it, man.
You know, like, yo, we got. Nah, but I was gonna shout out. You know what I mean? Like, everybody. You know what I mean? We're not done. We got one more topic to talk about, but you know what I mean? I just want everybody listening right now. We got 30 live people listening right now. Yo, we do have a Printify store open that we just created. You know what I mean? There's going to be more designs up. There's 2 up there right now. You know, you search Real Sports Talk. The link is always in the video. You know what I mean? So you guys can click on that. Yo, we're really gracious with our prices. And we're about to have some sales too. We're about to have some good sales. Like, we're about to get some discounts. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're working on it, guys. We're working on it, man. Because, like, we do feedback just the same way everybody else should do to their own community. And if y'all support us, we definitely gonna support y'all, man. And as soon as we get the phone lines up and running, man, we're gonna start talking and arguing with y'all the same way we're doing it right now.
everything that that Q said is 100% actual factual, and you see all of our Instagram handles there. Feel free to jump in, into any one of these Instagrams and pop your shit. We post on a regular basis and we interact on a regular basis. We're all available at any time. Throw your comments out there. Throw some topics that you want to hear us discuss and debate and be assholes about, and also chime in. Hit like and subscribe on a regular basis. It's us.
And to Vince's point, Jay was
Yeah,
saying
shout out
that
to
earlier.
Vince,
He wants to see J. Crow on one too.
Yeah.
When we won.
Definitely.
Showtown JC. Showtown
Yeah.
JC, man. That motherfucker Crawford is a problem, bro. You catch him on, he'll fuck around. He might put one of them motherfuckers in a hospital somewhere. They may fuck around and be rolling his ass around the goddamn community for the rest of his life. You know what I'm saying? You bring one of them old ass motherfuckers in there, Chilltown JC, catch him with one of them fucking crossing behind his back shit. Like
he's still balling too.
Yo.
He be in all the summer leagues and all that shit.
Another thing, if they did take it into the NBA again, you would see more of the actual stars wanting to be involved in that. Like, you know how they like, no, I don't want to do a slam dunk contest and stuff like that. So you see a bunch of like bench players, the primary dunk, they're the primary ones that are in the fun games.
D leaguers.
1v, D leaguers. The kid that's not even in the NBA. He's been the one winning the slam dunk contest. The white boy, what's his name? Mac, what's his name?
Yeah.
McClung. He's not even in the NBA. He's winning the slam dunk contest. That's crazy. But I think that if you put a 1v1, all these players that are top tier players, like the Kyries, like the Stephs, like the Brunsons, like the Halliburtons, you know what I'm saying? Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, you get one-on-ones with these guys where they're like, I want to play that, yeah.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying? And you get 10 of them, and you say,
was.
boom, we're gonna put it in, we're gonna put the names in a bag and randomly pull. This is who you playing. You know what I'm saying? And that's how, however y'all want to do it. But that would be, I guarantee you, you're going to get more premier players saying, hell yeah, I want to match up.
Yo, you came up with that, right? You came up with that, right?
What, going to
that idea, that's a fucking, you know how monumental that would be? Like, think about if, like you said, two top players played each other. Like how monumental that would be in history.
Jalen Brunson.
You remember that? Exactly. People be talking about that 20 years later. Like, remember when Jalen Brun played that shit would be crazy. Imagine Barkley and Malone was playing one-on-one. Come on, that would have been like.
Imagine Mike versus Kobe in a 1v1.
Well, we had that in the video games. Yeah. Jordan versus Bird. And
imagine it, yeah.
It was the top shit. Like, everyone wanted to see it.
LeBron is still in the league, so imagine Braun going 1v1 against AD or somebody, or KD. LeBron versus Kevin Durant. My money's on KD in that one, by the way. I think KD would cook Braun right now. One versus one-on-one.
That would be crazy. Yeah, but Beasley used to cook LeBron in practice on a regular basis.
Yeah,
that shit is documented, memorialized.
So put it out there. Make no mistake. I think LeBron changed his game if it's a 1v1. I don't think he's gonna do a lot. He's probably gonna. He's gonna. All right, let's do this.
Sound like a perfect segue, guys. Sound like a perfect segue.
It is a perfect segue.
Let us move in.
Let's go ahead. What do you want to say, L? I know you. You've been dying to say this, L.
No, I'm just saying. It sounds like a perfect segue.
It's a perfect segue, right? Like, does LeBron have a bag?
Does LeBron have a bag? Pause, by the way. I don't like the way that. I don't know who wrote that.
And to answer your question,
listen.
The answer is yes. Of course. I saw a picture last week. He had a purse. He was walking with one, and tight jeans.
But we all know the definition of a bag. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a bag of bread, a bag of gems, a bag of.
Does he have?
What I mean? Not a bag of groceries. Like, we know, we talking about sports, ladies and gentlemen. This is real sports talk. Like, when you step on that court, like, we all do the eye test because I'm 5'5" at best, bro. Like, I couldn't play no professional sport in my history except maybe a running back for maybe like fucking whatever. Underground team that they made, like flag. You know what I mean? Like,
what about jockey, man?
I would have
ran. You could definitely ride a horse, bro.
Nah, hell no, bro. Like them niggas weigh like 110 pounds.
Stay alert, gentlemen.
You know what I mean? Like, word up. Did that ride a horse, B? They definitely ride a horse. I don't know. I think that one we got to put up for debate. That one we debate.
I think we got to get that one. You could definitely ride a horse.
What you think?
What does a jockey do?
Yeah, I know, but still, when you say it that way, it sounds weird.
You know what? I would like to challenge that because tell me another way I could have described what a horse jockey does.
You could have just
What
not
did
said
it-
jockey at all, bro. Like,
I didn't say
why-
jockey. I said
Yeah,
he could ride a horse.
I brought the jockey up. I'm sorry.
I said he could ride a horse, and then they're like, I don't know, riding a horse is kind of crazy. Like,
Bro, but y'all
what do the
y'all-
what do
y'all
the
were
mountain
very-
police do? Yo, what do the mountain police do? How do they? What is
Y'all were
it?
very- y'all were
Tell me
very
another way to
aggressive.
say it. I'll say,
Yo,
tell me another way to say it.
yo, they make
I'm out.
they make
Y'all
them
were very
they
aggressive
make
with
them gallop
going
really
to the
fast.
hole, talking about playing basketball. What
No,
the
you didn't.
guys
That's
do.
not what you said. No, you said.
I said go into the hole.
No, but this today, you just revisionist history. Today, you
Yo,
said
but this
came
let me
really
just-
hard on. You said
Let
came
me
really
just
hard
say-
on Kyrie.
He said,
That's
Yo,
what you
but
said.
this is what you said.
L
Yo,
said that
yo,
shit.
Rod, just to rewind it. This was exactly what you said. You said, oh, he can definitely ride a horse. You can definitely ride a horse.
Yeah.
So then
That
my
sounds-
tone. You didn't like the tone and inflection with what I said. Is that what you're telling me?
Everything about it. Everything about
You know
it.
what?
to
It
me
was just
Yo,
that
now-
you were so
yo,
sure of it, man.
was
Yo,
a Sailor
and that-
Moon.
Damn, bro,
He's
like damn, this is why I don't-
5'5". He's
Yo, damn, that's why I
5'5".
don't
Like
fucking get my hype, but I'll fucking. I could hurt somebody, but like, damn, bro, like, damn, now I feel a little bit disrespected. Like, damn,
Like,
what
you know, you
like
get a-
Stephen A's family member.
you gotta
or some
get- you gotta
shit,
get-
bro?
you-
You hurt down your own
you get-
community.
you get cute little pony stool so he can get up on the Clydesdale. You know, yeah, help him up on it. Yo, get your foot in. Put your foot in.
I don't know, man.
Damn,
But
this
I tell
thing
you-
went the wrong way. I'm sorry, y'all.
I'm telling you right now, I ain't riding no fucking
Get a
horse.
little pony
dude.
stool so he can get up there. You know what I'm saying? Help him up there. Yo, I'm like,
I ain't
help
riding
him
no
up
fucking horse,
there.
nigga.
Q said, "Fuck that, I ain't riding no damn horse, man."
I ain't no riding no fucking horse, my nigga. I'd rather walk.
I'm going to the betting tracks. Me, I'm like, what horse is Q on? Yeah, I'm putting all my money. I'm putting all my money on that one.
Oh, that's funny. Ah, man. Yo, let's get on
Pocket full of betting slips.
But like,
So
does LeBron have a bag, man? At the end of the day, we know the bag means a bunch of different moves, a bunch of different like skilled moves, right? Like it's not just like one move. Like, and I'm gonna give my opinion last, obviously, of course, but like, does LeBron really have that type of game where it's gonna be like, damn, LeBron has the ball, put 5 people on him? Like, does you know what I mean? Like, and that's what it means when we say, does LeBron have a bag, people? It's a different type of thing. It's like, you know, think of like Barney, man. Yo, Barney used to pull out a pencil and he'll create a whole masterpiece with like 5 different things that, you know what I mean? Like, hey, he did. Hey, I have kids, guys. I have young kids, guys. I still watch Barney with my kids, man. I'm trying to be a good man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get kicked out. But
I hear you,
I want
bro.
to know. I want to know your opinion. I
I
want to
was
know
just
your
getting past
opinion,
that.
man.
Yeah.
I want to know your opinion, man. Do you, yo, like, cause who brought it up? It was Gilbert Arenas. So like he said, definitely no. Let's keep it short and simple. We don't have no clip. What's your opinion?
I don't think he has one, but I don't think he needs one. LeBron James can play every position in the game, from point guard. He has a good. He can handle the basketball. He's got court vision, which means he can pass the basketball. He can shoot. He can play in the paint, and he can shoot the outside ball as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of people that have a quote unquote bag, and they can do a bunch of moves, and but they don't score a lot. They do all of that shit and they kick it out. I don't think LeBron James needs to have that. I think he has the talent. Pause. I'm saying this in advance. He has the size or the height advantage. He has the strength, and he has the court vision. He's got a high basketball IQ. He doesn't necessarily need that. He doesn't. I don't think he needs one. Vince says the same. Vince agrees. He says no. Braun doesn't have a bag. But my question, I guess I can just counter the question. Does he need one? Does he? Like, what are we talking about? And that's I'm short and simple with that.
Here's the answer to that question. Yes, the 40-year-old LeBron needs a bag.
Okay.
Now LeBron, for the past 15, 20 years, like you said, the guy's 6'9", 250 pounds. He puts his head down, everyone gets out the way. But now he's getting to the point in his career where I'd like to see LeBron start working more on his mid-range and just like some moves other than just powering people. Because at this point in his career, I don't think
it would be needed. I think it's needed.
It would definitely
I don't
improve his
disagree.
game.
I don't
can't wait to hear Jay's
I don't think that he
talk.
doesn't have a mid-range shot. That's just not how he
talk.
lines up on the court. He either stands behind the arc or he plays in the paint. But I don't think that LeBron doesn't have a mid-range shot. I just don't think that's a game he plays. I believe that he
Well,
can do that.
I don't know if it. Here's the thing: LeBron misses a hell of a lot of free throws. He shoots air balls. I don't think he has, like you said, he doesn't have a mid-range game. Like he's either out there or fucking dunking. So I don't know. Go ahead, Jay, man. I know you look like you're waiting. Like
Let's go.
The
Let's
fire,
go, Jay.
the
Let's
fire.
go, Jay.
See the sparks off his teeth. He's ready to spit hot fire, LeBron. Like I couldn't wait to have this conversation. I hate the guy.
You about to look like Bowser in about 2 minutes.
He's about to spit lava. Like lava is gonna burp acid reflux.
Yeah. Even Cash is
Jay.
cheering you wrong. Get him,
Guys,
Jay.
Guys, my response to this is going to be one response. Who gives a fuck? The guy is about to go. Like, we don't care. He doesn't, like, the answer to your question, and Ross said it the best, he doesn't have a bag. And the answer to your question, and Elle said it the best, he doesn't need one. Like, he hasn't needed one for 20 fucking years. The guy is in his 20th year. It doesn't matter. He's got moves. Those moves they've looked weird his whole career. He's a very, very, very dominant basketball player based on his height and his IQ. And he was able to get away with both of those things. Athleticism, damn, I was about to say it. He put it out there. Athleticism is going to start to decline. If he still has some of it, but it's starting to decline. He's tired more. He's fucking 40 plus. The reality is the reality. The bag, as far as the various different flavors of whether it's the handle or ill layup package or any of those things never really existed in his game. He's always been a power player, and he had a decent mid range. Exactly. He could definitely play with his back to the basket. His goal always was, listen, attack the fucking rim, run to the front of the rim, and we'll get you the basketball. Whether it's on a lob, whether it's on your back to the basket, or whether you find an area where it's one and go. He's never been the finesse guy. You're not going to see a Chilltown JC move. You're not going to see a LeBron, a fucking Carmelo jab, and like that's not his game. His game has always been just theatricality of perception. Marvel agents.
You and I initiated, aren't we, Bruce? Aren't we? We're initiated, aren't we, Bruce?
But we are initiated, aren't we, Bruce? That's
great Bane impersonation. That was perfect.
Oh wait, hold on. Who's this?
Oh God, here we go. Old heads love talking about a bag. Your Ira didn't have a bag. Mike didn't have a bag.
Yeah, Allen Iverson didn't have a bag. What the hell is Steve Francis didn't have a bag? Yo, this is somebody else who just started watching basketball last week.
Larry
Get
Bird
the fuck out of here.
Bag.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Get out of here.
Yo, what was it?
Magic Johnson didn't have a bag.
Put
Come
that back
on,
up,
stop
dude.
it.
What's his name? Sensei go.
Pack him up, dog.
He's 13. Yeah, he just started walking to the store by himself, man. He don't fucking know basketball.
Yeah, he just
in this picture.
They don't even know what a bacon, egg, and cheese is.
He's high. He's high right now while he's telling us this shit.
Y'all always bring up the same 10 players. We could bring up 10 more.
I can bring up a whole bunch.
I'm gonna give you 10 I'm gonna give you 10 that we didn't bring up, okay? And these are skill. Now,
Tracy McGrady.
Did we bring up? Oh,
T-Mac.
McGrady.
T-Mac had a bag.
McGrady was crazy.
Ray Allen.
Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd. Freaking Steve Nash. Freaking what? Like what do you want? Who else who you go to? We
Raouf.
Go to
What's his name?
Abdul Raouf. Yep.
Come on. Tim Hardaway.
Really continue.
Tim Hardaway. Gary Payton. Who else? Who else can we do?
We can keep going down.
Go look up there.
Horace
Go Google them. You
Allen Houston.
Dennis Rodman. Yo, Dennis Rodman.
Yo, did you? Hey, Sensei. Do you know? Sensei. Do you know Dennis Rodman averaged 18 rebounds a game for like a couple of seasons?
That's not a bag. That's just
rebounds. That's not a bag. That's just skill. That's not a bag. Nah.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
All right.
Now we getting silly.
Dwayne Wade.
I was just naming a bunch of.
Dwayne Wade got a bag. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, Dwayne Wade. Early Dwayne Wade. We're not talking about after LeBron.
Dwayne Wade had two bags. Dwayne Wade had 2 bags.
Hey yo.
And he wears his bag.
Come on, that's crazy.
Really nice.
Come on. Now that's it. Yeah, you're right. That was crazy. Stay alert, dog. Matter of fact, cue yourself up.
Isaiah Thomas. How about Isaiah Thomas? The real Isaiah Thomas, Zeke.
Yeah.
And the new Isaiah Thomas.
And the new
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas. Yeah, true. We're gonna get intricate with it. Like, yeah, like these guys. Gilbert
But with that being
Arenas.
said, yeah,
Gilbert
I understand.
Arenas.
Gilbert Arenas.
I
Kobe
totally
Bryant.
get- Damn, that's wild. Cold.
He's gonna say those
Come
are the
on.
same 10 we always bring up.
We just
Well,
named like
listen.
15 players.
Well, who's
You
the
only
10
know
now?
this
We just named
No,
like 20.
Sensei, who's the 10 now?
Yeah, give us your 10. We'll wait. We'll wait for this.
He just started watching basketball, guys, and he's smoking in his car. Give him a second to let the weed. Smoking the weed, and like Stephen A. Smith says, "Fuck out of here, Stephen A."
And then what I
Stay
always
off the weed. Right?
Kevin McHale did have a bag, yeah.
Razor blade, but we'll just throw you over there.
I like that. Can jump
Hakeem,
over a razor
how
blade?
about Hakeem the Dream? Hakeem the Dream had the best footwork in the
that's-
world. Like, come on, man.
Come on, man.
But anyway,
Yo, Patrick
you know,
Ewing.
what
How we
else?
forget about Patrick
It's
Ewing?
so funny.
Patrick
It's so
Ewing,
funny to hear.
Patrick Ewing didn't really have a
Patrick
bag.
Ewing
He
was
was
just
kind
a
of
big
like
goofy nigga.
he's dominant.
He was just big and
Pat was
goofy.
dominant. I ain't gonna say Pat had a
Ewing
bag.
He was doofy with a jumper.
That's
had a
just that's just
bag.
your Nick. That's
I
just your
think-
Nick fandom. Carmelo Anthony.
Nah.
Carmelo Anthony got a freaking bag.
No, yeah, I know that, but like, I'm just saying, like, yo, you telling me like Patrick Ewing,
Huh?
Because you
J.R.
know what
Smith?
Patrick, yo, Patrick Ewing's bag wasn't recognized as much as it was because he was glorified as the leader of the team, surrounded by players that was subpar. You know what I mean? Like he always had to do
with his
everything.
skill set though. He didn't have a bag. He was a big guy. Had a jump shot.
Yeah.
He was like a
Yo, just have-
LeBron. Yeah, give me the rock. And
Come
I'm
on,
gonna
man.
He was
Yo,
like
yo,
every
you
big
don't-
guy
yo.
you played basketball with your whole career. It's like,
And he had
yeah,
a great 12-footer. He had a great 12-foot
And
jump
great
shot.
12-footer, but then he'll do the underdunk. Yo, he'll do that pivot step, and like his footwork wasn't like Hakeem, but like he had
Hakeem was
moments
different.
where like
Hakeem
you know
had
what I mean?
the
Like,
hook
he
shot,
had
the
moments where
jab,
he would do.
we
he would
liked
do the
Ewing,
fake.
but he wasn't. Yeah,
Yo, he
didn't
would
have
do the he would do the fake
His
away.
game
He would
was-
do the fake
his
away
game was
going
ugly.
to the rim.
I love Patrick Ewing, but he didn't have no bag.
Nah, I didn't see Pat.
Love Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing.
If he had a
You play,
bag,
you
that
play
shit
the
was
game
holy.
one way through him. Yeah.
If he had a bag, that shit was full of holes, man. That shit.
York, you had to look at like for like niggas with bags. You had to look at like Strickland, fucking Mark Jackson.
Yes.
What about
Mark Jackson had a bag.
Straight,
Yeah,
man, like you say.
Mark Jackson?
Those guys could get in their bag and get loose.
What about? All right, boom. What about Vince Carter?
Of course, come on.
Vince
He's
Carter-
not getting crazy.
He turned into
No.
a different
Did Vince
player.
have a bag or was he
turned
just
into
super
a different
athletic?
player.
No, Vince had a bag.
Nobody-
Come on,
Vince
man.
No, he turned into a
Come
different. Yeah, he turned into a different.
Grant
player.
Hill.
Come on.
Pre-injury.
Grant Hill had a bag.
Yeah,
Grant Hill had a
pre-injury.
Grant Hill. Grant Hill had an
Grant
accessory.
Hill.
Yeah,
But you know,
Penny
what
Hill-
Yo, Penny Hardaway.
Penny Hardaway had a bag.
Oh, come on. All right, we named 10.
All right,
Sensei.
we need more than that. All right, we went crazy. We apologize. We apologize to everybody. We went a little bit nuts. You know what I'm saying? He asked
It's
for
our
10
era, man.
motherfuckers that had bags, and we gave everybody exactly what they were looking for in terms of the amount of players that we felt had bags. Anything else?
And
motherfuckers
those were
want. We
all
gave y'all-
and those were past players. Like
Yeah.
we could talk about players with like previous bags right now. Like you know what I mean?
Previously on Who Has a Bag. Like
Welcome to our next show.
Stay
Previously,
alert.
who has
Stay
a
alert,
bag?
dog. Stay alert.
We're
Stay
talking-
alert. Starting to get crazy.
he just wants to attack. I get it. You just want to attack. I
You start
get
getting a
it.
little crazy.
Yo, we
Yeah,
going pretty
getting
good
crazy.
tonight, man. Nobody,
We
we
are.
didn't queue up nothing. Oh, one time.
Nah,
one
yeah,
time.
yeah. We queued
Yeah,
you
you-
up.
Last show was crazy.
It was you. It was you, Al. Al, it was you.
Nah, it wasn't me. I went queued. I went unqueued last show.
Not today
I
though.
went
Today,
uncute. He was
Then
like,
he came back. He came back and got his work.
Oh no,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
I got
yeah,
one. Maybe I caught
Yo,
one.
yo, I
Pause.
went to sleep. I went to sleep. He fucking drank a beer. He was like, babe, I was uncued, man. Like he drinking shit. He's like, I'm in my bag.
Then he said, babe, well, watch this shit that I say tonight.
Watch me go reclaim the throne. I'm gonna go get my money. I'm gonna go get.
Really outstanding.
I'm the
Really
champion.
outstanding.
They
Shit
think
I
this
say
going
tonight.
on here.
Ain't nobody gonna beat me.
Don't worry. If you see a light glowing from under the door, it's just me exuberating my glowing. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, how do you do that light shit that fucking Cash did last week?
You gotta have like one of those Macs.
That motherfucker. That's.
Yeah, I don't have that. Yeah, I don't have no. of
Yeah,
those
you gotta have
Macs,
that
man.
new
I'm
age
broke.
equipment, man. We don't have that type of money, man. Like we're still operating on regular bread. We don't have that cash loot yet, but we will.
One of these days.
One of these days, we'll catch up to him. We'll get him. You know?
Right.
But with that being said,
who's taking it? Who's taking it out, man?
Rob,
Yeah.
Listen.
I'll do it. This
one's for
Oh.
Sensei.
Yeah,
Sensei,
yeah,
who spells his name with a 3 instead of a. I don't even know how he spelled it. But my man Sensei, who said,
yo,
we
shout out
ODE.
Sensei. Peace. It's all love, man.
Peace.
This is
Thanks
all in
for the-
fun.
Absolutely,
Thanks
man.
for,
Like,
thanks for
content
chiming
is
in.
love, dog.
Word
Thank
up.
you.
Thanks
Yeah.
I
to,
just wanted to
to
say that.
here's to everybody who chimed in, put the comments in. Here's to all of our viewers that came through tonight. You know what I'm saying? On behalf of my man Cash, who couldn't make it here tonight, but definitely called in because Jay pissed him off. Watch him out, Jay. Yo, L, Q, J. Yo, listen, we thank y'all. Click and subscribe. Make sure, you know, if you like the content, you know, you
Please.
made it with us this
Thank
far,
you.
please follow, subscribe,
Word up,
pass
word
it
up.
on to a friend. Salute. Peace to our way of
Please.
life.
It's our way of life.
All right.
Peace to the
Peace.
fans. And we out of here, y'all.
Peace.